The story of Samson and Delilah is one of the most fascinating and tragic narratives in the Bible. Set during the period of the Judges, this story reveals Samson's prodigious strength, his role as a judge of Israel, and Delilah's betrayal, which led to his downfall. Samson is known for his superhuman strength granted by God and his Nazirite vow, which included the prohibition of cutting his hair. From his birth, Samson was chosen to begin the liberation of Israel from the Philistines, their oppressors. Delilah, on the other hand, is remembered for her betrayal, motivated by greed and pressure from the Philistine leaders. This story is a powerful reminder of the consequences of misplaced trust and the temptations of the world. Let's explore the events that led Samson to become a legendary figure and how his trust in Delilah resulted in a devastating betrayal, culminating in a final act of strength and redemption. Get ready for a journey full of emotions, challenges, and deep spiritual lessons. Samson was born during a time of great oppression for the Israelites, dominated by the Philistines. An angel of the Lord appeared to his mother, a barren woman, promising that she would bear a son who would be a Nazirite from birth, set apart for God, and destined to begin the liberation of Israel from the Philistines. Samson's mother faithfully followed the angel's instructions, abstaining from wine and unclean foods. When Samson was born, he was dedicated to the Lord, and the Spirit of God began to work powerfully in him from an early age. This divine intervention from the beginning of Samson's life underscores the importance of his mission and God's plan for his life. As he grew, Samson displayed superhuman strength, a clear sign of divine blessing. This strength would be the hallmark of his life, allowing him to perform impressive feats that defied human logic, setting the stage for a life full of extraordinary deeds and intense challenges. From a young age, Samson showed signs of his prodigious strength and divine purpose in his life. One of his early feats was battling a lion, which he killed with his bare hands. This act not only demonstrated his physical strength, but also his courage and the presence of God's Spirit in him. Another notable story was his marriage to a Philistine woman, which resulted in a conflict with the Philistines. During the wedding feast, Samson posed a riddle to the guests, promising a great reward if they solved the mystery. When his wife betrayed him by revealing the secret to the Philistines, Samson became furious and killed 30 men in Ashkelon to pay the debt. These events highlight the complex nature of Samson, a man of great physical strength and indomitable spirit, but also impulsive and often driven by his emotions. His early actions served to establish his reputation as a formidable enemy of the Philistines and a defender of Israel, partially fulfilling his divine mission. Samson's encounter with Delilah marked the beginning of a crucial and tragic chapter in his life. Delilah, a woman from the valley of Sorek, captured Samson's heart with her beauty and charm. The Philistine leaders, recognizing Delilah's influence over Samson, offered her a large sum of money to discover the secret of his strength. Motivated by wealth and possibly social pressure, Delilah accepted the offer. She began to press Samson to reveal the secret of his strength, using his love and trust against him. Samson initially resisted Delilah's advances, deceiving her with false information about the source of his strength. However, Delilah's constant insistence and emotional appeals eventually wore Samson down. This phase of the story highlights Samson's vulnerability, not in terms of physical strength, but in his inability to see through Delilah's intentions, leading to a betrayal that would have devastating consequences for him and Israel. Delilah tried several times to trick Samson into revealing his secret. She used all the tricks at her disposal, appealing to his trust and love. 3 times, Samson told her lies about the source of his strength. First, he said that if he were tied with 7 fresh bowstrings, he would lose his strength. Delilah tried, but Samson easily broke the bowstrings. Next, he said that if he were tied with new ropes that had never been used, he would lose his strength. Again, Delilah tried and failed. The 3rd time, he said that if his braids were woven into the loom and tightened with a pin, he would become weak. Delilah did this, but Samson once again broke free. Each time Delilah failed, her frustration and determination grew. Finally, After much persistence and emotional appeals, Samson gave in and revealed that his strength lay in his hair, which had never been cut due to his Nazirite vow. This revelation was a turning point, as Delilah now had the key to Samson's downfall. With the secret finally revealed, Delilah acted quickly. While Samson slept, she cut his hair, breaking his Nazirite vow and consequently removing the divine strength that Samson possessed. The Philistines, who were hiding, quickly entered and captured Samson. Without his superhuman strength, he could not resist. The Philistines blinded him, cruelly gouging out his eyes, and took him as a prisoner to Gaza, where he was put to work at a grinding mill in prison. Delilah's betrayal was complete, and Samson, who had once been a feared and respected hero, now found himself blind and powerless in the hands of his enemies. This part of the story is deeply tragic, showing how misplaced trust and the breaking of sacred promises can lead to ruin. Samson's fall was a significant blow to Israel, as they lost their judge and champion at a critical moment in their history. Though blind and humiliated, Samson was not completely defeated. His hair began to grow again, symbolizing the potential restoration of his strength and God's presence in his life. During a great celebration in honor of the Philistine god, Dagon, Samson was brought to the temple to be mocked and ridiculed by the Philistines. The temple was crowded with Philistine leaders and many spectators. Samson asked a young servant to guide him to the main pillars that supported the temple. There he prayed to the Lord, asking for strength one last time to avenge himself on the Philistines for having blinded his eyes. God heard his prayer, and Samson, with one final demonstration of divine strength, pushed the pillars with all his might, causing the temple to collapse, killing himself and thousands of Philistines. This final act of Samson not only brought a significant victory for Israel, but also showed that even in his weakness and failures, he was still an instrument of God. Samson is remembered as a powerful judge who, despite his personal weaknesses, performed extraordinary feats on behalf of Israel. His life was marked by moments of great strength and victory, but also by impulsiveness and personal failures. Samson's story serves as a lesson about human power and fragility, showing that despite our flaws, God can use even our weaknesses to fulfill his purposes. Samson is an example of how physical strength without spiritual wisdom and obedience to God can lead to ruin. However, his story is also one of redemption and divine mercy. In the end, Samson fulfilled his destiny of beginning to deliver Israel from the Philistines, and his final act of sacrifice brought a great victory for his people. His life and death are a testament to God's power and the importance of maintaining our faith and trust in him, even in the darkest moments. The story of Samson and Delilah is a powerful reminder of the consequences of betrayal and divine strength. Even in his downfall, Samson fulfilled his destiny to deliver Israel from the Philistines, showing that God can use even our weaknesses to accomplish his purposes. Delilah's betrayal and Samson's subsequent humiliation are a warning about the consequences of trusting the wrong people and breaking sacred promises. However, the restoration of Samson's strength and his final revenge demonstrate God's mercy and his willingness to hear our prayers, even when we are at our lowest point. Samson's life is a testament to the complexity of human nature and the possibility of redemption, reminding us that true strength comes from our faith and obedience to God. I hope you enjoyed this journey through the story of Samson and Delilah. This narrative is not just a history lesson, but a reflection on human and divine nature. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and share. Your participation is essential for us to continue bringing more fascinating and reflective stories from the Bible. Leave your impressions and suggestions for future stories you would like to see in the comments. May God bless you and your family, and see you next time with more adventures and teachings from the Holy Scriptures.